help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time. To pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Mortgage Group. I've been teaching here at Guerin Catholic for 13 years. I've been assistant coach also for 13 years. And I think it's important in today's world that we have young people growing up with the morals and values of faith-based education.
Hello, I'm Dwayne Thompson with Integrity Mortgage Group, and I support Guerin Catholic High School because I'm good friends and business partners with assistant coach Tommy Mascari, and any chance I have to support a Christ-centered education for today's youth, I take advantage of that opportunity and support in any way I can with my time effort, volunteering, funds, and commercials like these.
Together we soar.
Guerin Catholic Sports on IndianaSRN,
where you're always in the game.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Victory Field here in Indianapolis as we bring you high school baseball here on IndianaSRN. Tonight, it's the city championship game. The Trojans of Chatard High School at 15-9 against the Fighting Irish of Cathedral at 9-7-2. Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Also by Bertner Electric, your licensed and experienced electricians serving Central Indiana. IUPUI Sports Management, a lifetime of sports with a winning degree. Piper Logistics, 3 service, 1 solution. And by Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown farm equipment dealer. It's hot. It's kind of a humid day today, Wes, but we're here at Victory Field, and we got 2 very good teams ready to go at it here this afternoon.
I tell you what a great day for baseball.
It's a great day for baseball, and 2 teams are going to be playing for a championship.
And, anytime these 2 teams play, it's a big rivalry, in every sport, whether it's baseball, football, or volleyball or whatever. So kind of throw the records out the window and get to play your arch rival right here at Victory Field for the city championship. It's going to be a fun game tonight.
By the way, last night, Chatard, they knocked off Covenant Christian in what would be considered, of course, a non-conference game, not a tournament game last night. They won it by a final of 4-2. They scored 2 runs in the 5th, a run in the 7th to pick up the win. Meanwhile, Cathedral on the road at Newcastle last night, losing 7-1, but both teams got here with some strong victories on the way.
Yeah, it's been a kind of an up and down season for both of these teams. We're used to seeing these teams ranked in their respective classes in the state and playing for state championships. So it's been a little bit up and down. I think Cathedral started really strong this year, and it seems like their bats have went quiet a little bit maybe here the last third of the season. So maybe a night at Victory Field will help those guys wake up the bats a little bit and get some runs on the board.
Yeah, Chatard, by the way, you're going to look at their lineup here in a couple of moments, and they, by the way, have guys up and down that order that hit a ton. It's almost like playing a video game, isn't it?
It sure is. It's going to be a really interesting matchup. You've got the Cathedral pitcher at 1.27 ERA for the season, 3-2 record going up against the Chatard lineup, which hardly has anyone that's batting less than 330. You got a couple guys up in the 400s, guys that spray the ball over the field, gets lots of extra base hits. It's going to be a fun game to watch between the pitching of Cathedral and the batting of Chatard.
Well, Chatard will be the visiting team. You're getting a look right there at the guys ready to go to the plate here in just a couple of moments. We'll talk about Henry Burke, who'll get the start tonight for Cathedral in just a moment. Here's the batting order he'll be facing tonight for Chatard. Ryan Keating will lead things off. He'll be at third base. Aiden Duncan batting second in center field. J.P. Palakin is the second baseman. He's hitting in the 3-hole. Daniel Konvalinka, the designated hitter, hitting in the 4th spot. Jack Anee is hitting 5th and catching. Jack Murray hitting 6th in left field. Danny Sitzman is the shortstop. He'll be batting 7th. Jack Underwood hitting in the 8-hole. He is the right fielder. And then Ben Wright will hit 9th. He'll play at first base. Tell me a little bit about what you see in the right-hander Henry Burke, who goes today for the Fighting Irish.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really interesting. Burke has got a good record, a really good ERA, and as I'm looking down the Chatard lineup, I mean, you've got Palakin in the third hole batting almost 500. You've got Keating and Duncan up at the top batting in the 330 range. It's just going to be a really interesting to see the pitching against the hitting and see how this game plays out today.
Well, no doubt about it. This is a little bit of a different confines, you might say. These two teams don't play at Victory Field all the time. They're hoping to get here later in the season. We're going to start sectional play in just a couple of weeks, so they got to be ready for that. We'll take a timeout. We'll get this underway coming up in a moment. This is the City Championship on IndianaSRN. Welcome back to Victory Field. Ryan Keating leading things off for Chatard. He is in the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. As we mentioned, Henry Burke, the right-hander going for Cathedral, will set the defensive lineup for you coming up in a couple of moments. Here's the wind and the pitch. It's low, 2 balls and a strike. Keating at .321 on the season, the latest statistics we have, no home runs and 7 runs driven in.
It's going to be interesting which team can really, their eyes don't get so big. You're playing in Victory Field. A lot of major leaguers have played on this field. So which team can settle down the quickest? And it's kind of like the movie Hoosiers, right? Who can just like they're playing on their home field, who can soak it in first?
Well, Burke behind in the count now, 3 balls and a strike. The leg kick and the pitch on the way, and he walks him. So good news for Chatard. They get the leadoff walk, and that'll bring up Aiden Duncan.
Burke had all 4 of those balls were low and outside, all pretty much in the same spot. I think maybe just a little early inning jitters maybe.
Steiner's behind the plate today. Of course, he's a good one. We'll talk more about him as we go along. Bennett at first. Gomez is at short. Gargett is at shortstop, I should say Gomez at second, and Ayers down at third as that pitch low and outside for a ball. Mazur in left, Johnson in center, and Wright is in right field for the Fighting Irish.
We should be able to remember that one. Wright is in right. Okay,
right, it should be an easy one, huh? The stretch by Burke and the pitch on the way in the dirt. And Duncan, who hits .328 with a home run and 14 runs driven in, ahead in the count, now 2 balls, no strikes.
That's Burke's 6th pitch that's just been low and outside. Like I said, maybe just a little early inning jitters. All of his balls are all missing the same spot.
Yeah, it's really the same for him like anybody else. This is a different venue throwing off this mound, too.
No question. There's a good pitch, right in for a strike. 2-1.
Yeah, good fastball that time by Burke.
Yeah, at this point, I think you just want to throw some strikes and let your defense play a little bit. Just let the other team get the bat on the ball and see what happens.
Keating being held on at first base by Bennett. The stretch and the pitch. It gets away from Steiner. And advancing to second will be Keating. And now 3 balls and a strike to Duncan. That's a ball probably Steiner would get normally. He's a really good guy behind the plate defensively, so I'm sure he just took his eye off it for a moment.
Yeah, I got to think that's a pass ball, not a wild pitch. Not sure how they're going to rule that, but it sure looked like a pass ball probably.
So now Chatard with a man in scoring position. The stretch and the pitch. Another ball gets away from Steiner. So Keating will advance to third. Duncan down to first. Back-to-back walks to lead things off here for Chatard. And that'll bring up J.P. Palakin. and already a visit to the mound to talk a little bit with Burke.
I tell you what, you've got Palakin coming up, and this is right where he's probably thrived all year long, batting .478. He's got runners on the corners, nobody out. Really not the start you wanted for Burke and the Cathedral Irish.
Yeah, and I'm sure this is a discussion too, Wes, that, listen, we got to settle down. We got 2 runners on, no outs. But when you talk about Palakin, this guy can really hit the baseball. .478. 4 home runs, 18 RBI. He's a left-handed hitter. He's a right-handed pitcher.
Yeah, this is, like I said, just not really the starter. If you're a Cathedral Irish fan, this is not the start you wanted. On the other side, if you're a Chatard Trojan fan, this is exactly how you wanted the game to start. Make Burke throw a lot of pitches, trying to get runners on base and then get them on base with your big back coming up. And it doesn't get any easier with Konvalinka back behind him at the DH in the 4 spot. So the Irish have their work cut out for them here in the top of the first already.
Well, after the discussion, everybody back in place, and now Palakin set to go to work. We mentioned at .478 coming in. Chance here for Chatard now to jump on top here in the first inning. Burke will get the sign from Steiner, checks the runner at third, and the pitch on the way. Another one. This is going to be a wild pitch, and there's your first run of the ball game.
Did that ball go behind Palakin? It looked like it went behind him.
Yeah, it was way off the mark. And Palakin ahead in the count at 1 ball and no strikes, and now Duncan down at second base. And for Burke and the Fighting Irish, they could not have asked for a worse start than this one.
Yeah, now if you're the Irish, you've got a base open with the .478 hitting Palakin. Are you going to give him much to hit at is the question.
That's a called strike to Palakin, and almost looked like that time Burke took a little bit off the pitch just to get a strike in there.
It sure did. He just took a little bit off, just enough to get that strike, and just Darren Palakin take a swing at it.
Outfield plate straight away. The stretch and the pitch. Hard ground ball, base hit down the right field line. That'll score another run. Right deep in the corner. Heading to second will be Palakin. He's going to hold up there.
No,
now he's going to take off after Wright had trouble with it. Down in the corner. Now the ball gets loose in the infield, but Palakin will stay at third. 2-0 Chatard.
You know, Burke took just a little bit of something off of that pitch as well. He was trying to throw another strike and slowed that down just a little bit. And Palakin made a good swing at it, got it between the first baseman and the line, and took it right down in the corner for a triple.
Wright certainly didn't play the ball very well down in the corner. I think it just kind of stopped down there, and he didn't get to it in time.
Yeah, it was down there kind of stuck in the bullpen area, and I don't think it didn't bounce like he thought it would.
Pitches outside to Konvalinka, the designated hitter, .278 on the year. No home runs and 14 runs driven in. And Palakin standing down at third after I would imagine they're going to call that a triple.
I think so. I think it's probably going to be ruled a triple.
Next pitch on the way is high. 2 balls, no strikes.
Tell you what, Burke is just struggling finding the strike zone, and it's just not a good place to be. They're just the Chatard hitters are waiting back, just waiting for a strike and making him throw strikes.
The 2-0 pitch on the way, swing and a miss.
That was a nice pitch by Burke. Took a little bit off. Didn't get it too far up in the zone. Just a nice pitch.
You know, Wes, we were talking about Cathedral. They got up to a great start, but since about that loss to Zionsville, they have really, really struggled over the last few games, despite winning a couple of games in the city tournament. That'll be chopped foul.
Yeah, I think that, they started off strong, and their pitching has kind of held up a little bit here this last third of the season, but it just seems like their bats have went quiet. I know they're going to hope that they can get that moving here today.
So once again, Burke will get the sign from Steiner, checks the runner at third. And the pitch on the way, fly ball, shallow center, the shortstop, Gardgett going out to make the catch, and finally an out for the Fighting Irish here in the first inning, and boy, they needed that one.
I tell you what, they sure did, and it was what a great play for that shortstop to go out, get the ball, and didn't let the runner score from third.
Jack Ane will step to the plate, 339, a home run and 22 runs driven in. Another dangerous left-handed hitter in the lineup swings on the first pitch and fouls it away. No balls and a strike.
I tell you what, there's just really no place to hide in this Chatard lineup right now. You know, this Ane comes in hitting 339. There's just all up and down the lineup. You've got strong hitter after strong hitter. There's just nowhere to hide for the Irish pitcher.
Ane has that wide open stance from the left side as he takes it low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hey, if you like what you're seeing here today and like high school sports, make sure you contact Don Nestor at coach at IndianaSRN.org. The stretch once again by Burke, and the pitch on the way, bouncing in front of Steiner. And we'll go to 2-1.
Yeah, once again, Burke is just struggling finding the strike zone. Can't get it over just to make the guy swing. Just struggling finding the strike zone right now.
Here's the pitch on the way, swing and a miss.
Nice job of taking something off of that pitch. That seems to be the best pitches he's made tonight, or when he takes just a little bit off and throws that changeup.
2 runs across as Ane will step back in. The stretch once again by Burke. The break-even pitch right at the feet of Jack Ane, and now it'll go 3-2.
I thought that almost hit him there for a second. That was almost one that was going to be thrown behind him again.
Polakin down at third. 2 runs across here in the top of the first inning. Burke again will get the sign from Steiner, checks the runner at third, and the pitch on the way, and got just enough of it to stay alive.
Just got a piece of it to live to fight another day, so to speak.
That was another of those pitches that Burke, I think, again, didn't throw it quite as hard, knowing he's struggling with that fastball, just trying to get something across the plate.
You know, Burke's got a really low ERA, has had a really good season. I wonder if he's just struggling kind of with the mound.
Pop up to the right side. That'll be caught there by Bennett, the first baseman. So 2 straight outs. And that'll bring up Jack Murray, the number 6 hitter, at 377 on the year, and another left-handed bat.
I tell you what, if you're Cathedral and you can get out of this inning with only 2 runs.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you had 2 runs at home and a guy at third base and nobody out. If they can figure out a way how to get out of this with only 2 runs, you're going to be really happy.
The stretch and the pitch on the way, low and inside for a ball. Murray, no home runs and 11 runs driven in.
We've already seen a couple pass balls and a wild pitch. Steiner has to make sure and keep this ball in front of him no matter what, and don't let that runner score on something like a wild pitch or a pass ball.
Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. That'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Plackett would love nothing more than to make this a 3-0 ball game early and then let O'Brien go to work on the other side. That one is poked foul.
Well, Burke is 1 strike away from getting out of a really big mess with only a couple runs here in the first inning.
Yeah, and those 2 walks came back to get him after the triple by Polakin, who stands at third. And now Murray back in, Burke set to throw on the pitch. Got him swinging there. Steiner will step out and throw to first, and he overthrows the first baseman. A run will score.
Oh, no, they had him out of the inning. Oh, no.
Steiner will be charged with the error. And you're exactly right, Wes. That would have done it right there, but now the inning continues with Danny Sitzman.
Yeah, that is just unfortunate for Burke and this Cathedral team. They got him out of the inning and just had a throwing error down to first base. Just unfortunate.
Pitch on the way is bounced in the dirt. This time Steiner blocks it. You know, one other thing about that is Gomez, the second baseman, was backing up down at first. Otherwise, that goes into right field.
Yeah, they're lucky that he's only on first base because, yeah, Gomez doing his job, getting over there, backing up the first baseman.
Murray, good lead down at first. The stretch by Burke. Here's the pitch. And it's outside, 2-0. Guess we spoke too soon. Boy, if he just gets one more there, right?
Just one more one more, and he got it right. He got the strike he needed, and just an unfortunate throwing error at an unfortunate time.
Sitzman at 364, no home runs and 14 runs driven in. The pitch, and he gets it in there for a strike. Beautiful day today. Temperatures getting up around 85. Feels more like maybe June, but after the wet, cold spring we've had, I think they love it too.
Yeah, just a beautiful day.
Runner takes off, throw down to second, not in time. And they're going to say interference, I believe. Let's wait and see. Yep, they're going to call catcher's interference. Nope, they're going to say hitter's interference on that one. So that's going to do the half inning. 3 runs across there for Chatard. After a half inning of play, Chatard 3, Cathedral coming to bat. This is high school baseball on IndianaSRN.
Needing to hire someone to take care of your loved one when you're away? Maybe your family member just needs someone to talk to when you're not around. Why not contact Indiana licensed Serenity Care Services? Call Angela, owner of Serenity Care Services, at 317-900-6202. Our team of trained and experienced personal care providers are licensed to serve seniors requiring companion care and light housekeeping services in Indianapolis and its 5 surrounding counties. Call us today at 317-900-6202. Now hiring qualified applicants.
Fighting Irish set to go to bat here for the first time here in the bottom half of the first inning. Score is 3-0. Here's how the Fighting Irish will hit today, leading things off. And playing shortstop will be Caius Gargett. Hitting second, the left fielder, is Patrick Mazur. Hitting third and catching will be J.T. Steiner. The cleanup hitter, playing third base, David Ayers. Hitting fifth, the first baseman, Eli Bennett. Hitting sixth, the designated hitter, Drew Ditto. Hitting seventh in right field, Alexander Wright. Hitting eighth, the second baseman, Ben Gomez. And hitting ninth and playing center field will be Henry Johnson. Well, they're going to be facing a right-hander who comes into this one at 3-3 on the season. Let's talk a little bit about this guy right here that is going for Chatard.
Yeah, it looks like O'Brien's 3-3 with the 4.15 ERA. Let's see if he can come in and maybe settle down a little bit more than what Burke was able to do and throw some strikes and let his defense play a little bit.
Connor, by the way, a junior. First hitter will be Gargett, the shortstop, and the pitch on the way is outside for a ball.
Tell you what, O'Brien's got a little zip on that ball. He's kind of a tall, lanky guy, lots of arms, lots of legs moving, and he's got a little zip behind that.
And he's behind in the count of 2 balls and no strikes. Ane behind the plate, right at first, Polakin at second, Sitzman at short, and Keating at third. Murray, Duncan, and Underwood from left to right in the outfield, and it's now 3-0.
Yeah, I tell you what, if your team spots you 3 runs, you don't want to go out there and walk this first guy. Let your defense play a little bit and throw strikes.
Gargett is averaging at 385 on the year, and now we have had another walk on the board. 2 walks in the bottom, or I should say first half of inning number 1, and now a walk here in the bottom half of inning number 1.
Well, we saw those 2 walks come back to haunt the Irish in the top of the first. Let's see if the same thing happens here in the bottom for the Chatard Trojans.
Patrick Mazur will step to the plate now. 350 on the year, no home runs and 13 runs driven in. This is a Cathedral team. They will steal bases. They've had as many as 7 in one game this year. Ground ball chopper back to the pitcher. He'll throw down to second. It gets through. Nobody was there to receive it. Heading to third will be Gargett. And now runners at first and third, and there was just nobody there to get the baseball, so I'm not sure whose job that was there.
You know what? Both the shortstop and the second baseman covered the bag, and then they both got out of each other's way. O'Brien made a good throw to second base. It was right on top of the bag, but the shortstop and the second baseman both kind of moved. They both went to cover the same, and then one of them ducked, and the other one moved out of the way. So, and I'm not sure who the error is on, but it was the one that was supposed to be backing up and not covering the bag.
I would think with the shortstopper that ball was hit as Steiner takes it for a ball that you think that it would be Sitzman coming over because he's coming toward the bag, and it would be an easier play for him.
Sure, no question.
O'Brien with a pitch, and this one will hit him on the arm, and we now have the bases loaded. So what we saw in the top of the first inning as Cathedral struggled, now we're watching Chatard struggle at the other side.
And you were talking about how Cathedral likes to steal bases. They were going on that pitch. He was stealing second on that pitch. So they're definitely they're going to try to move the runners and get these 3 runs right back.
So now a team meeting.
I tell you what, though, if you're Chatard, it's just disappointing. Your offense spots you 3 runs. You want to come out here, and now you've got a walk, an error, and a hits batman, and you've got the bases loaded. They still don't have any hits.
Yeah.
But your defense has let you down a little bit. You've been a little wild. Just some unfortunate mental mistakes, and all of a sudden the bases are loaded and nobody out after your offense spots you 3 runs. Just an unfortunate place to be for the Chatard Trojans.
Ayers at 267 on the year, 2 home runs and 12 runs driven in. Again, bases are loaded here in the bottom of the first inning. Pitch gets away from Ine. A run will score. And I'll tell you what, Wes, this doesn't look like 2 teams that are playing in a championship game.
No, this looks like an early season game, and they're still working the kinks out. That looked like a pass ball to me. It sure didn't look like a wild pitch, I don't think. Just a pass ball, got away from the catcher, and everyone moves up a base. So it's 3-1. You've got first base open with nobody out. I guess you don't have to pitch to the cleanup guy here if you don't want to.
Now O'Brien with runners at second and third, still no outs. Checks both runners. Here's the pitch on the way, and a fastball missing inside, and he's behind now, 2 balls, no strikes.
It looked like he tried to take a little bit off of that one, just maybe throw a little changeup in there, but a little bit high, didn't catch any part of the zone, and it's ball 2.
We've had 3 walks, a hit batsman. We've had 3 errors, swing and a miss.
And I think we've had 3 pass balls and a wild pitch.
Yeah, we're getting them all in just 1 inning.
Like we talked about earlier, you're playing at Victory Field. So many major leaguers have played on this field. I think there's probably just a lot of jitters out there, too.
Pitches outside, 3-1. Mazer down at third, Steiner at second. Chance again for Cathedral to cut into that 3-1 deficit as that pitch misses outside, ball 4.
Another walk.
And we're doing all this without a hit yet for the Fighting Irish, and that'll bring up Eli Bennett.
Well, isn't this what the Irish did against Washington the other night? They won 16-1 and only had a handful of hits, as I recall.
Yeah.
I think it was 3 or 4 hits and won 16-1.
Well, here's a guy that's only hitting 200, so you're hoping maybe you can get this guy right here as the pitch is in there for a strike. Now, here's where I'm thinking. Bennett at 200, Ditto at 105, Wright at 184. If I'm going to get some outs, this might be it.
Yeah, this is right where you want to be. And the same thing like we said in the top of the first. If somehow you can string a couple outs together here without letting any more runs in, you're gonna be really good. You're going to be really happy. It's a good swing right there. Just a loud strike 2 by Bennett. Good swing.
When's the last time we saw somebody down at no balls and 2 strikes in what is now a very long first inning of play? O'Brien's pitch on the way. Off the end of the bat foul, will stay at 0-2. Now at this rate, Wes, I'm thinking that they might move that second game back to 8 o'clock. May not make it by 7:30.
That's right. We'll have to have Coach bring us in some dinner around the 4th or 5th inning, and my stomach will start growling or something.
By the way, there is a right-hander throwing in the Chatard bullpen already. Swing and a miss. And Bennett strikes out. There's your first out of the half inning.
Nice pitch by O'Brien. Took a little bit off, kept it down in the zone. Nice pitch.
Will Borowski is a right-hander throwing now for Chatard. Here's Drew Ditto at 105. No home runs and an RBI, DHing here this afternoon.
Tell you what, if you're O'Brien, you're just hoping you can replicate that again. Just let's see if we can get another strikeout, take the sac fly out of play, and find a way to get out of this inning.
Swing and a miss that time by Ditto. Bases remain loaded. 3-1 your score here in the bottom of the first inning. Big lead down at third there by Mazer, but he's back. He's got the attention of O'Brien.
he kind of took off like he was thinking about doing something crazy down there, like stealing home, but he got a nice lead and then went back.
Foul to the screen, no balls, 2 strikes.
Last couple batters here, O'Brien's really settled down. He's got the last 4 pitches or last 5 pitches away for strikes. Just settling down, starting to get into a rhythm here.
You know, I would think, too, as a hitter, that background, I know you got the trees out in center field, but you got all the big buildings and traffic going by and everything else as that pitch misses the strike zone. So as a hitter, you need to focus and concentrate a little bit more, too.
Oh, yeah, no question. You know, when you're playing at home and you're playing, at Cathedral or Chatard or wherever it is, you don't have the big JW Marriott in the background and the Indianapolis skyline.
Got him looking. So big pitch there by O'Brien will get Ditto looking, 2 away, and that'll bring up Alexander Wright.
You know, we said this in the top of the first. If we could just get out and only give up 2 runs. I hate to be the jinx again, but I tell you what, if you're O'Brien and you had the bases loaded and nobody out, and you already had 1 run in, and now all of a sudden you're going to be able to somehow get out of this, 1 more out, that would be a huge game changer there for O'Brien.
Right at 184 will take the pitch low and inside for a ball.
And that one did not miss by much, just didn't catch any part of the plate, a little bit too far inside, but a pretty good pitch. It's a hard pitch to lay off of.
Both these teams will be really teams to reckon with when that sectional rolls around, and believe it or not, as the pitch is high and outside, we're only a couple of weeks away from getting that underway. We're going to have college baseball on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference tournament right here on IndianaSRN. There's a lot of baseball coming up. The pitch. Fastball stays high, 3-0.
So bases loaded, 2 outs. Wright betting 184. Does he get the green light here?
I tell you what, if he swings, I'd choke him. Especially at 184, right?
Yeah, I mean, with the struggling of the control so far, I wouldn't think there's any way he swings.
There you go. See, he knew better than that. There's no way he was going to swing that bat.
No, but you're going to get another pitch to hit here. If you're right, be ready to go, because 3-1, you're going to get a pitch to hit. O'Brien does not want to walk in the second run.
So each player will do a little cat and mouse here. You got a timeout on the mound. You turn around, the batter steps out. Now we're ready to go. Big 3-1 pitch right here. Fastball stays up high, and that'll be ball 4, and we walk in a run. Now 3-2.
Just a little bit high. It's a good pitch. If that pitch is, when it's 1-1, you might get someone to swing at that one. But at 3-1, he was locked into just a strike and wasn't going to swing at a pitch just a little bit out of the strike zone.
Ben Gomez at 333, no home runs and 2 runs driven in. O'Brien gets the sign, and the pitch on the way is a fastball in there for a called strike. Right now, the Fighting Irish just 1 more hitter away from batting around in the order.
Tell you what, that's good for O'Brien to start off, get a strike out of the. It's so much better to when you're pitching from you're ahead of count, not behind in the count.
Bases remain loaded here in the bottom of the first inning.
Still no hits for the Cathedral Irish.
The pitch on the way is in there for a strike. Well, he had Ditto at 1-2. He struck him out looking. He got Bennett and Ditto back-to-back strikeouts. Can he get another one right here? O'Brien to check the runner at third. The pitch on the way. Got him swinging. Nice way to finish it out for O'Brien, but Cathedral gets 2 runs. We head to the second. 3-2 Chatard. This is high school baseball on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Back at Victory Field, 3-2 after 1. By the way, just 1 hit between the two teams, but we got 5 runs. Wes, that shows production right there, doesn't it?
I tell you what, if you're O'Brien, you're happy. You struck out the side that inning. You struck out the side. But you also walked a couple guys, hit another guy, had another – your defense had an error behind you. So we're going to hope that the second inning, it's a do-over for everyone. We're going to start over again, and we're going to see some good baseball this inning.
Well, I tell you what, I don't know how you couldn't be better from here on out, right? I mean, not saying – it was just a rough inning both ways.
It was. Both teams, and like I said a couple of times, you're playing at Victory Field. You know, a lot of these guys haven't played here before. Some of them have. You know, Cathedral's been here before. Some of these guys have played, but there's a lot of guys that haven't played here before, and it can be intimidating.
Yeah.
You know, you're playing at one of the best minor league facilities in the country. You're playing where a bunch of major leaguers have played and made their name at. It's a little intimidating. It can be.
You know, Keith claims he made his name here too. I'm sure you've heard that story, right?
Was he an usher? Or?
Yeah, he did it really well too. He was one of the best ushers in minor league baseball. By the way, the 3 umpires are talking with the head coach of Chatard, so I'm not exactly sure what that would be about. Any guess?
You know, that's a great question. He came out there and was asking him about something. I'm not sure. Are we getting are we changing batters maybe? No, that's no.
Well, Underwood
you know what? They were asking if he was still up because it was catcher's interference, but he was actually out.
Yes.
So Sitzman was actually out. He was not the batter because he got called for the interference when he hit the catcher's mitt, so Underwood is up. That's what they were talking about.
First pitch in there for a strike. Underwood at 333, 8 runs driven in. Yeah, Sitzman is actually a strikeout victim because of what happened in the last half inning. Pitch is high and outside.
It goes down as a strikeout?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
1 ball, 1 strike. It's Underwood, right, and back to the top of the order in Keating. The leg kick and the pitch. There you go. That's in there for a strike, 1-2.
So on the in the top of that first, when we had the E2 going to first base, throwing to first base, is that considered a strikeout as well?
Strikeout throwout.
Yeah.
Strikeout error, yeah. Pitches outside, 2-2.
So
usually we call it a strikeout throwout because catchers generally don't throw it over the first baseman's head. But yeah, you're right.
So he gets credited with the strikeout. So he got credited with the strikeout on a guy who reached first base and got credited for a strikeout on a catcher's interference.
Swing and a miss, strikeout. You're exactly right, Wes, and that'll do it for Underwood. 2 straight, well, actually 3 straight now for Burke, and that'll bring up Ben Wright. So that, in a sense, in a lot of ways, you can get 4 outs in an inning. Or you could get more because you can get another strikeout and another error. So doesn't seem quite fair that the pitcher gets all the glory out of that, right?
That's kind of an interesting way. He had 2 strikeouts, and both of them were not your traditional strikeouts in the top of the first.
And there weren't too many traditional things in that first inning, were there?
Not really. Not at all.
Right at 245, the pitch by Burke on the way, swing and a miss. You know, he's got a really, really good fastball, and again, if he can just keep that thing under control.
Boy, I tell you what, Burke looks like a different pitcher so far here in the top of the second inning. Getting the ball right over the plate. He's got some zip on it. You know, he was taking a lot of change-ups because he couldn't get that fastball over in the top of the first. Well, now he seemed to find a groove a little bit, and he's got that fastball working so far here.
He blew that last pitch right by Ben Wright. Ahead in the count of 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch on the way took something off that one, and we'll go to 2-2.
Yeah, Burke almost looks like a different pitcher so far here in the top of the second inning. Really, really throwing well.
The break-even pitch on the way is another fastball, and Wright strikes out. 2 away in the inning. And we threw it out into left field.
Typical of how the game's going. Strike him out and throw it over the third baseman's head.
Well, Steiner, you know what? I threw it to first, threw it over there. I'll just throw it past third base, too. Here is Ryan Keating. I guess I'd be a little excited if I were here playing, and maybe my adrenaline. There's a line drive caught by the third baseman, Ayers. And that's going to do it for the second inning. 1-2-3 this time for Cathedral. We'll head to the bottom of the second, 3-2 Chatard. This is high school baseball on IndianaSRN.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
We will head to the bottom half of inning number 2. It'll be Johnson, Gargett, and Mazur coming up.
We're going to see if O'Brien can have the same success that Burke had. And we were just talking off the air a little bit. What a great inning if you're Burke. You only throw 7 or 8 pitches. You come back in, you strike 2 guys out. Your defense plays great behind you. Third baseman was lined up just perfect for that catch-the-line drive. Let's hope that O'Brien can have the same success Burke did and settle down and get a few outs, and hopefully his defense can kind of help him out just like Cathedral did.
We're going to have a special guest coming up in the next half inning. I think that it's not going to be Keith. We're not letting him in here, but I think we're going to have a special guest. Shane Ryder's going to join us from the Indianapolis Indians. And he knows something about wrestling, too, so we're going to ask him about wrestling.
Outstanding.
You know, I used to be a wrestler.
Really?
Yeah. Middle school. I was a 108-pound champion. That's a long time ago. Here's the pitch on the way by O'Brien, in there for a strike. Henry Johnson at 390. No home runs and 10 runs driven in.
That was at least 15 pounds ago.
Some wisecrack there from Keith. That pitch just outside, 1-1.
You know, I'm not going to repeat that. I mean, it's just not even nice.
See, he doesn't know what kind of athlete you and I are. See, I was a triple jumper. I played quarterback. I was a receiver as well. I pitched. I catched. I mean, I did it all.
That's right. And Coach was an usher? Is that what we
He
said?
was. He was an usher,
okay,
yeah.
Got it.
See, he's going exactly where he's supposed to go. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch is outside, 3-1.
All he needs now is his popcorn, and he'd be good to go.
Surprised that he doesn't have some. I've been to Indians games where he's been here, and there's popcorn in his hand all the time. He keeps the concession stand wealthy. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 3-2.
Nice pitch by O'Brien there. Just caught the outside corner. Runs the count full, 3-2.
Speaking of the Indianapolis Indians, they just had their recent homestand. I know they're looking forward, as that's going to be fouled away. They're looking forward to warm weather, as we all are. You know, one thing about tonight, too, is that we haven't had a day that's been in the 80s that these guys have played. Yesterday got to about 80, but today we're in the mid-80s.
Yeah, I mean, these guys haven't played a game probably in the 70s, really, until yesterday.
Pitch gets away from the catcher, but no advancement there for Henry Johnson. So a leadoff walk here in the second inning. That is now walk number 1, 2, 4, and also a hit batsman here for O'Brien.
Tell you what, talking about major leaguers, no matter how bad that baseball was there in the first inning, I think both these teams could beat the Reds.
Hey, they beat the Pirates twice in a row, though.
They did. They're coming alive. They're coming alive. That is a bad start to the season for the Reds.
They're on a streak now to lose 116, 17 games if they keep going the way they are. Pitch is high and outside. Gargett walked and scored in the first inning.
I don't think that Gargett's seen a strike yet.
Yeah, he's waiting for one. He's had nothing really to look at. There you go. Swing and a miss, though.
He's getting his money's worth on that one. That was a big swing. He was swinging for the fences all the way out there at the 352 mark in right field.
Yeah, it takes quite a poke to get it out of this ballpark. 405 in right center, swing and a miss, and Gargett now down at 1-2. It's 418 in left center. If you want to go down the line, 320 down the left field line.
We were in the booth here for the 4A state championship last year between Fishers and Jasper, and Jasper had a guy that put two right out there on the number 42 sign on the warning track. Both of them on the warning track. They ended up both scoring runs to help Jasper win that game in the state championship. But man, he could swing. He got it all the way out there.
Johnson the lead. This one popped up to the left and out of play. We'll stay at 1 ball, 2 strikes. If you just joined us, we had all those runs, errors, walks in the first inning. Just one hit between the two teams. Things settling down a little bit here in inning number 2. Chatard still leads it 3-2. The stretch and the pitch runner takes off low and inside. Throw down to second, not in time. It gets through. But Johnson unable to pick up the baseball. He'll stay at second base, and he'll get credited for stolen base. And the count 2-2 to Gargett.
I tell you what, if he could have popped up, he probably could have made it to third on that one. Slid into second, and I don't think he could, where the shortstop was at, he couldn't see his third base coach. I don't know that he knew that ball got into center field.
That's why they always teach you if you're going to do a head first slide, it's a little bit different, but when you're going to go feet first, you want to be able to slide and bounce up.
Yeah, pop right up and get your eyes on your third base coach.
The break-even pitch, this one is ripped foul down the right side. We'll stay at 2-2.
He got a great swing on that. What a swing, just a little bit out in front of it. Tell you what, these left-handed batters are just wearing out that back line of the batter's box. It's already gone.
Yeah, and he's right on top of the plate, too, isn't he?
Yeah.
The pitch on the way and hit him.
As soon as you said that, he got hit. He was right on top of the plate. And
so now you're looking at the second hit batsman. Mazer steps to the plate now. He scored one of the 2 runs back in the first inning. You know as well as I do, watch a lot of baseball, the walks, things like that. They're going to catch up with you eventually. And once somehow O'Brien's going to have to get out of this thing, maybe by himself.
Yeah, I mean, you've got, 1, 2, 3, you've got 4 walks, 2 hit batters, and only giving up 2 runs so far is not too bad.
Good bunt, lay down first base side, and nobody covering first base. Once Wright came in, but the second baseman, Palakin, didn't get over in time, and now the bases are loaded for the second time here for Cathedral.
I tell you what, that's just a bad mental mistake right there. Instead of getting that so far elusive first out of the inning, instead of getting that first out, now you've got the bases loaded with nobody out. Just a poor mental lapse there by Palakin to not get over and cover that base. I'm sure. So are they going to? Is that going to be an E4?
I think that'd be a base hit.
Base hit.
Yeah. Pitch is outside for a ball. Yeah, I'd hate to take that away from Mazer right there. And
it's a great bunt.
Great bunt.
Great bunt, trying to sacrifice and get the runners over. Just a great bunt and no one covering the bag, and all of a sudden you get a base hit and the bases are loaded and nobody out.
Steinert, 1 ball, 1 strike. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning. He's a .333 hitter. Leads the team in runs driven in with 18. Fastball is outside, 2-1. Did we say things went a little smoother there a minute ago? Seems like we reverted back.
We tried to. It was wishful thinking.
The pitch by O'Brien is a breaking ball. Stays up high, 3-1.
Well, they've got no place to put him. You know, you got to think that Steiner's going to get a pretty good pitch to hit here.
Well, they'd walked in a run in the first inning, and now O'Brien 1 pitch away from doing it again here in the second and tying this ball game. The pitch on the way. Chopper toward the shortstop. He'll charge in. Does he get it out of his glove in time? Yes. They'll get the force at second, but a run will score, and we're tied at 3 apiece.
Yeah, that was a really good pickup there by the shortstop. He got it kind of in between hops, short hopped a little bit. Got it out of his glove real quick, flipped it to second base to get that the force out on second. That was good.
That'll bring up David Ayers, a walk in the first inning. So 1 away now here in inning number 2. 6 runs in the ball game, only 2 hits. Still Cathedral a chance here to take the lead after trailing 3-0. Fastball called strike to Ayers.
That's a good way to start. See if O'Brien can settle down here a little bit and get this second out.
O'Brien to check of the runner at first, has a pretty good lead. The pitch. And it's low for a ball. And we were mentioning earlier the Cathedral does like to run, and you'd mentioned too in the first inning they got those guys going. See if they'll.
I think this is a courtesy runner out here too.
Yeah, Steiner is out.
That 30 is.
Yeah, that's going to be Griffin Sensabaugh.
He's got a pretty big lead. There he goes.
Pitch is high and inside for a ball, and he'll walk in. No throw. So now runners at second and third.
So I guess the question is, you've got first base open with Ayers. You've got first base open with Ayers now. He had pretty good success with Bennett and Ditto and Wright in the first inning. Do you give this guy anything to hit, or do you put him on first?
It could be really dangerous. Swing and a miss. By the way, Sensabaugh had 3 stolen bases against Covenant. So he's a guy that can steal the bases, all of them, by the way, in courtesy running fashion.
Tell you what, 3 stolen bases in a 5-4 win, that's a lot of stolen bases. That's big.
Ground ball to the second baseman. Palakin throws to first, and a bang-bang play there. They'll get the out. But Cathedral able to get a run across, now leads it 4-3.
Cathedral with their first lead of the game. That you had that first inning. Chatard gets 3 runs, and they weren't able to hold on and make them count.
Eli Bennett struck out. That was the first out of the bottom half of inning number 1. Sensabaugh down at third. A swing and a foul to the screen. We'll go to no balls and a strike.
Nice swing there. Nice swing by Bennett.
Here's a look at that. Out. Boy, he made it really close.
He did make it close, didn't he?
O'Brien a check of the runner at third. The pitch on the way is in there for a strike, 0-2. We're going to have Chatard again coming up on Thursday night from Chatard. So we get these guys back to back. The pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and Bennett is struck out twice. That'll do it for Cathedral, but they pick up a couple of runs. We'll head to the third. Cathedral on top 4-3. This is high school baseball on IndianaSRN.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Head to the third, you get a look at Burke, who will be back out for his third inning of work, and eventually we're going to have to get security up here and get one of these fans that are standing in front of us out of the way because he's getting in the way again. Oh, that's right. I need to replace you. I got a special guest.
Oh, that's
Shane
right.
Ryder's here, and I forgot. You should have yelled at me. We'll talk with Shane about the Indianapolis Indians and much more. That was my fault, Shane. It was actually Keith's fault because he was supposed to remind me of that. So welcome.
Thanks for having me.
It's good to be here with you. And
I like that we're in the AC.
Yeah?
I mean, now that it's 80, 85 degrees, AC is necessary on days like today.
There's a ground ball back up the middle to shortstop. Throws to first, and there's one away as Duncan is the first out. Well, listen, you've been busy already, haven't you?
Yeah, off to the 120th season of Indianapolis Indians baseball. That's hard to believe. I've been around for, this would be number 5 for me. Got to kick out 2020. Didn't have a minor league season that year, but I got here in 2017. Team that year won the division, made a postseason appearance in the International League, and got bounced by Durham. But Indians trying to get back into the playoffs. First time since that 2017 campaign, and this year's team, man, it's exciting to watch. They've got some young talent that we haven't seen come through Indy for the past few years. So if you haven't been out to a game yet, I know the weather's been a rough go.
This one has popped up in the infield. The third baseman coming over. Keating makes the play there, and there's 2 away.
But the Indians just finished up homestand number 3. So we've only played 15 home games. We play 75 in total at Victory Field. So plenty more chances this summer. They'll be home next Tuesday night. Toledo Mud Hens come to town.
You know, we always talk about as Konvalinka comes to the plate, and I've been to tons of Indians games, and it doesn't matter. I mean, I just love coming here. What a great ballpark and just a great atmosphere.
Yeah, one of the best, trying to be unbiased, but one of the best minor league facilities in the country and really in all professional baseball. Ballpark opened in July of 1996, so last summer just celebrated 25th anniversary of this beautiful stadium, and consistently among, the top 5-7 teams in all minor league baseball from an attendance standpoint. We've been with the Pittsburgh Pirates now. We're in our 17th consecutive season as their AAA affiliate. They've given us some very competitive teams as well during that run. So it's been a fun stretch here at Victory Field, and we look forward to the next 25 here downtown.
If people want more information, I know you guys have a great website that people can go to and see the schedule and much more. Is that maybe the best way to do things and get tickets and such?
Yeah, if you want to get tickets, you can call 317-269-3545. That'll get you to our Victory Field box office. You can also email tickets@indyindians.com to just, submit a group outing form, things of that nature. You just want to bring out 6 people, you want to head out to the landing in left field, you want to come up to the club, best seat in the house. Got a lot of options here at Victory Field. Best part about it, we can hold about 14,000. There's not a bad seat in this ballpark.
Yeah. Now you have, I like it, you have Friday night fireworks too after all the home games on Friday night.
Yep, every Friday night we've got post-game fireworks, one of the more popular promotions that we do have.
There's a walk to Konvalinka. But there are promotions going on all season long, too.
Yeah, you go through every day of the homestand. We're on the 6-game series now for the second consecutive season, and we don't really know how we'd like that in year one, but come to find out, you play Tuesday through Sunday, you get that Monday off day, no matter if you're ending a road trip and coming home or vice versa, and you're heading on the road. So having the Tuesday dollar menu every Tuesday home game is awesome.
This one hit well into right field. That's going to fall in for extra bases. Konvalinka heading to third. He's going to score. On his way to third is Ane, and a triple, and Chatard ties the ball game at 4 apiece.
That was a nice little poke from Ane. One hopped off the wall in deep right field.
Yeah, it takes a lot to get it out of here, too.
Yeah, it's not a hitter-friendly ballpark for high school baseball. You hit a ball like that, it's just going to keep rolling. Might not clear the wall, but look at that alley out in left center, 418 to that gap. If you split that gap in high school, you might be circling the bases.
Yeah. Jack Murray will step to the plate, 377 on the year, reached on an error in the first inning. Tell us a little bit about the ball club this year. As you said, exciting young team, a lot of guys that you look at and you know they're going to be at the next level pretty soon.
Yeah, it's not a matter of if, it's when
yeah.
For a lot of these guys that are now in Indianapolis. So you just start on the infield, really at first base, Mason Martin, slugger. A guy that can pop probably 30, 35 home runs in the big leagues if he gets 600 at-bats. Go to second base. Ji-Hwan Bae has been most times at second base. They have played him out in center field a little bit too. I think his future in the big leagues is as a super utility type. Shortstop is really the star prospect on that roster, if you will. O'Neal Cruz. He stands 6'7".
Wow.
At shortstop.
Really?
So last year he came to AAA for about a 1-week stint. Was here for 6 games. He homered in 5 of them. He's a guy that if he squares it up, it's going to come off the bat about 110 plus. So he's had a few balls already this year when he squares it up that are in that, the exit velo is a big thing nowadays with the analytics. And he's hit one, I think 115. He had a double that was 116 off the bat. That's like Giancarlo Stanton in the big leagues. I mean, that's what some of the best guys in the big leagues at the plate can do, and the damage that they can cause at the plate and in the game. So for Cruz to do that in AAA, it's going to be exciting to see how that translates to the next level. At third base, Rodolfo Castro, he's a guy that hits it hard. There's a nice play at second.
Lined out to end the inning, but if you don't mind, let's go ahead and stay right here because I've never seen a 6'7" shortstop.
No, it's a unicorn on the infield. It is weird to see him at shortstop. Pittsburgh did send him here. They're saying that they want him to get a little better with his defense, and we've seen some hiccups at shortstop where they think is they're looking at what's in AA. Down in Altoona, they've got a couple middle infielders that are very capable of playing short, and they probably play a better defense at shortstop. Their bats aren't where Cruz's is at, but really they're going to start moving him to the outfield. They've played him in left field 3 times now this season. I think his second appearance out there, a little shaky. I mean, it's different. You're used to the ball being beat on the ground 90 miles an hour. Yeah. Now you got the wind, whipping out to left field, and you're playing with those elements. So it's been an adjustment for him, and it certainly will be. They didn't expect it to be easy for him, and it really hasn't been thus far. And he's off to a slow start at the plate. I think a big factor in that is this weather we're having today. Yeah. You mentioned it earlier. This is the nicest day of 2022 that we've had. The Indians have not caught that weather. They do open up a series down in Charlotte, North Carolina tonight, so they're going to catch some of that warm weather now. But for him, he's a guy from the Dominican Republic. Rodolfo Castro off to a slow start. He's from the DR. There's a lot of those foreign players that they don't like the cold.
Yeah.
They didn't grow up playing in the cold weather.
I don't blame them.
So once it starts to warm up, and hopefully we hit that next week with our next homestand against Toledo, that their bats are going to start to warm up as well. You look at the pitching across the board in the big leagues down in AAA, numbers are lower than they probably should be, but it's been, from the Midwest on up, you get north of here, it's been brutal weather. It's just been a rough spring, and now it's like, it wasn't really a spring. It was miserable. It was 35 and rainy, and now you go to 85. Just like snap it, and hey,
here we are.
Yeah. That was spring. Welcome to summer.
We head to the bottom of the third as Drew Ditto lead it off, followed by Alexander Wright and Ben Gomez. Well, the Indians on the road for now. As you said, they'll be home next week. I don't know if you have anything that you could tell us about next week, promotions-wise, and some other things going on.
Yeah, we've got a big homestand coming up. We just wrapped up with the Louisville Bats. AAA affiliate of the Reds was in town this past week, so we had Indy 500 night, which actually got postponed because of inclement weather. Then Saturday, we went to Star Wars night when we wrapped up the homestand with Mother's Day. So some moms get to play some post-game catch-out on the field, but those promotions are in the past. We'll flip those to next year. Coming up this next homestand, you start with the Tuesday dollar menu, May 17th, to open up that series against the Mud Hens. Wednesday is a day game, 1:35 first pitch. Just we encourage people to leave the office early, maybe take lunch at the ballpark, take the afternoon off.
Ditto strikes out for the second time. There's one away, and that'll bring up Alexander Wright.
And then Thursday, we have our third of 4 baseball and education games. So the one we had last homestand, we had, I think, an announced attendance of maybe 10,500.
Wow.
There were about 8,000 kids in the ballpark alone to help to get that number to that point. So we expect a similar draw with the school year wrapping up. It's kind of the last hurrah for teachers to get out, take kids on a field trip, and what better way to spend a field trip than at Victory Field. And then we get into a big weekend, Prospects weekend, Friday and Saturday. So the first 1,000 fans through the gates on both Friday, May 20th, Saturday, May 21st. There's a mystery card set giveaway. So we created this pack leading up to our opening day roster, trying to forecast guys that would be here. For the most part, a lot of them are here. Some of them are down in the lower levels, still in AA, but it's a mystery card set. So there's 25 players in total if you were to collect every card, but the pack you receive only has 5 of those guys in it. So it's really hard to get all 25. You know, you can go on eBay, or you can try and trade in park, buddy up with someone and say, hey, you got that one, or I got that one too. Let's do a little swap. So you can trade in park and make it work if you are a card collector. But you mentioned the fireworks in the last half inning as well. We'll wrap up Friday night with post-game fireworks. And then Saturday, it actually starts Friday morning at 10 a.m. It'll wrap up at the end of the 7th inning on Saturday night, is a jersey auction as well. So we wear jerseys that are black and gold, different from the black and red that Indians fans are accustomed to with our primary colors. We're honoring that Pirates affiliation with Prospects weekend. So we have the card set, we have fireworks, we have the specialty jerseys, which is a really cool thing. All proceeds to Indianapolis Indians charity, so you get a little charity aspect out of those jerseys as well. Typically fall in the right around $7,500 raised for every jersey auction that we have. Now the O'Neill Cruz one, you're probably gonna pay a pretty penny if you want to get that jersey. Some of them bigger prospects, those are a hard get.
Hard ground ball to the shortstop. Throw to first in time. Sitzman gets out number 2, and that'll bring up Gomez with 2 away. Hey, I got to ask you now, I'm a little disappointed that down the line I didn't get a chance to come in and join you guys, but I noticed that Keith kind of took the whole show there. What's up with down the line, and why aren't I in that?
Well, that's a conversation for you and Keith. I don't
I
control the talent on that. And he thought show number 1 on the year, maybe that he should be on it. But hey, I think if you drop a line and if you go grab him concessions, if he doesn't have to make the trip down there, then maybe he'll let you on.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll ask him. But that's a great show, though, isn't it?
You
guys get a chance to talk some Indians baseball.
Yeah, you get an hour segment to. I think this first show we had Patrick Westrick on from our team store, so he gets to talk about what's new in the team store, what promotions or deals that they got going on in there. We'll bring some different front office members on throughout the season, mix it up, try and get the groundskeeper up just to talk about his work as well, because when the team goes on the road, we have some of these events.
There's a fly ball to right field, on the run making the catch. Ending the half inning is Underwood. Finish out your thought there if you don't mind.
Yeah, so for him, for down the line, to get off the ground, because they first came out in 2019. IndianaSRN came out. We tried to get this show off the ground in some fashion and really wanted to make it official. Well, then 2020 didn't happen. 2021 still had a ton of protocols that went in, and it was just like 25% capacity. Now we go to 50. We finally went to 100 by that point. It was just, hey, let's kick it to 22. Fortunately, we're back to normal. We're starting at 100% from day one. There's no, there are some things that carried over from the pandemic, digital ticketing. You have some cashless concessions and things of that nature that, hey, if there's a silver lining coming out of the pandemic, it did allow you to be a little more efficient in areas you're like, oh, well, That makes sense 100%. Why weren't we doing that before? Well, pandemic allowed you to do some things differently.
Exactly.
So we're excited to have a season underway. Now we just want some good weather.
All right, you're going to get some, I have a feeling.
We
Shane,
hope.
thank you, sir. Good to talk to you again.
Thank you, Troy. Nice
I'm
meeting
just
you.
sorry you got to work with Keith now. So
We are heading now to the top half of inning number 4. Great to have you with us here for the city championship. You see right there, we're tied at 4 apiece. We have the county championship game coming up after we're done here today, but right now nothing decided between these two ball clubs, Cathedral and Chatard. Oh, wait a minute.
Hey, Troy.
Yes.
I heard the interview.
Yeah, how was it?
Sean said that you can take my place anytime you want. Down
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, no kidding.
$150.
You're paying me $150?
No.
Wow, that's a great talent fee, isn't it? Wes is back with us as we head inning number 4. I noticed how, when it came to money, it came to me paying the $150, not
Imagine
him
that.
paying us. Yeah.
Coaches like that sometimes. I tell you what, it's always nice to have a special guest come in. I was a little embarrassed when the crowd started chanting, "We want Wes," but you know what? It's okay. I don't think he heard, so that's good.
Here's a fly ball. Shortstop going out on it. And Gargett will make the catch as Sitzman is out number 1 here in the 4th, and that'll bring up Jack Underwood.
I tell you what, both pitchers have really settled down these last few innings. It's been a lot better baseball than what we saw in that first inning and a half or so, first couple innings, and it's played some pretty good ball.
Underwood struck out back in the 2nd inning. Well, you're right. I think you were just spot on that I think both teams just kind of nervous. You're getting used to the surroundings and the routine a lot different. Let's just be honest about it, as that one is fouled away. It's just not like you get in a bus every day and come over to Victory Field.
Exactly. And at the end of it, we've got a 4-4 game here in the 4th inning. It should be a really good finish, and haven't seen a whole lot of hits so far, but we have seen some hard-hit balls.
Winding the pitch on the way, and that sails over Steiner and everybody else. 1-1.
I tell you what, how about that line drive that Ane hit, that triple? Holy,
wow.
I thought that had a chance to get out. It landed out there on the warning track. Boy, he poked that ball. Man, he put a great swing on it. That was fun to watch.
Burke with the leg kick and the pitch. It's low, 2-1. Well, again, I want to thank Shane for joining us. Don't forget, you can see Down the Line every week throughout the Indian season right here on IndianaSRN. A lot of great things coming up here at the ballpark. Burke's pitch was fouled off.
And I don't care what Coach says. I heard him say that he would pay you $150.
I heard that too. Yeah, I appreciate that. So if we take him to court, we got a witness. Because I'll swear he told you he's going to pay you the same thing.
That's right.
2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch on the way is swung on and hit foul. We'll stay at 2-2. Not only that, again, we mentioned we have the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference tournament coming up from Kokomo, and that's another really nice brand new ballpark, pretty much brand new up there in Kokomo. It's right across from the Memorial Gymnasium. Pitch is low, 3-2.
Oh, he thought he was going to get rung up. The catcher's about ready to throw that one down to third baseman. He thought that was strike 3.
Yeah, Underwood. Thank you, umpire.
Yes.
So 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch on the way. They got him looking that time. And Steiner said, "You know what? I'm going to keep my left fielder alert." Threw it out there again.
Oh, that's the second time he's done that. Now he's just doing it for fun. Now he's just doing it to mess with us. That might have been 15 foot over the third baseman's head.
He's like, watch and see how strong my arm is.
That ball landed in the grass.
It did. Here is Ben Wright. 0 for 1 today. Popped up to the right side, and Bennett will watch this one fall just onto the tarp. Now, he's like, I should have went for that.
Yeah.
He could have got that.
Yeah, that. My guess is the coach is going to be like, why didn't you keep going?
Well, there again, you play at home, you're okay.
Right.
Here, it's a little bit further.
Exactly.
Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way. Fastball high and inside. It'll even the count at 1-1. Coverage of the HCAC baseball tournament begins on Thursday. It'll go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and if necessary on Sunday.
How many total teams will be playing in that?
5 teams.
Okay.
There's a strike, and all 5 are very, very close to each other. I mean, it's really not much separation at all.
Nice.
No clear favorite, for sure.
It'll make for some fun baseball.
It will. 1 ball, 2 strikes as Wright, the number 9 hitter, struck out back in the second inning. Here's the pitch by Burke. It's high, 2-2. We'll have about a 35-minute break between the city championship and the county championship game, so make sure you come back after this one. Pitch is outside, 3-2.
Well, after the first inning, we were pretty sure that county game was going to start around 11 p.m. but we've kind of picked the pace up, and so now we maybe be getting closer to back on time.
Yeah, I think we're pretty close now. Payoff pitch up high, and he missed 2 straight, way out of the strike zone. That's his first walk since he walked Konvalinka back in the 3rd. And that's going to bring up now Ryan Keating, the leadoff hitter.
Yeah, really just a second. He walked the first 2 guys to start the game, and then just 2 additional walks since then. So definitely settled down, found the strike zone, and has really pitched a pretty good game.
Yeah, gave up that triple to Ane in the 3rd inning, and really that's been it since that really shaky first inning of play. And that's really maybe, if you look at it, the reason why the Cathedral's right back in this thing and why we're tied at 4 apiece.
Yeah, exactly.
Good lead down at first by Wright. The pitch on the way is low and outside for a ball.
Well, if this guy gets on, yeah, you see some activity in the bullpen, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, it's certainly possible. See if Cathedral will go in that direction as they throw to first, not in time. I think we possibly, Coach had mentioned that we would see Wright or Gomez as 2 of the relievers here tonight if Burke does come out. Both those players currently position players. The stretch and the pitch. High fly ball into left field, shallow left. And the center fielder coming over, and Johnson will call off Mazur there and make the catch. And that's going to do it here in the 4th inning. We will head to the bottom half of inning number 4. We're tied at 4th. This is high school baseball in IndianaSRN. Just saw the promo for the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference Baseball Tournament. Excited for that. A lot of fans can't make it all the way to Kokomo, no matter where you might be coming from. And again, being only Thursday and Friday, those would be a couple of big days because fans will get a chance to watch those games. It won't cost you a dime either. So looking forward to that. O'Brien back out now for another inning of work as we move to the bottom of the 4th. It'll be Johnson, Gargett, and Mazur stepping to the plate here for Cathedral.
I tell you what, like we've said a few times, what a beautiful weekend it's going to be in Kokomo for some baseball.
Yeah.
It's just supposed to be, this weather's supposed to hold up, supposed to stay like this, and I think it's just going to be nice the rest of the week and all weekend. And thank goodness, finally, spring has decided to give way. Winter's finally gone, and our cold, wet spring is getting over. So we're going to thank the Lord for that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm sure they were all frustrated, and you look at some of the games that were canceled just because you run out of time now to get them all in. You got to get your conference games in, things like that. So really just kind of ran out of time for some of those broadcasts and games, but We're here at Victory Field tonight as Henry Johnson, who walked, stole a base, and scored a run, now at the plate, takes that pitch for a ball, 1-0.
Already here in the bottom of the fourth. You know, the last inning, O'Brien had his first 1-2-3 inning. Comes back, gets the last guy in the order before, roll over again to the top. If you get a couple quick out here and settle down some more, it's going to have us a good game.
Pitch on the way, grounded right back to the pitcher, O'Brien. He'll throw on to first and get the out. Nice play there by O'Brien.
Yeah, that comebacker had some zip on it. That's a pretty good play by him.
That'll bring up Gargett, the leadoff hitter. And we've seen a couple of times here that Johnson has made the play. The last time he threw down to second base, nobody was there early in the ball game. Take a look at this one. That was one hop. Good job that time. Swing in this one, hit foul to the left and out of play. No balls and a strike.
Gargett, he's been on base twice and had scored 2 of their 4 runs. So been a good catalyst up there at the top of the order for Cathedral.
Yeah, walk back in the first inning, hit by pitch in the second. Hit this one well into right field, and there to make the play is Underwood, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, we've seen some pretty good fielding by the outfielders on both teams. A lot of times this is obviously a really spacious outfield, and that it's easy to get lost sometimes playing in Victory Field as compared to playing in your home park. And we've seen some pretty good play from the outfielders today.
Yeah, he not only had to think about the space, but the sun shining right at him as Mazur will step to the plate, takes that pitch for a strike.
And that ball was tagged pretty good. He had to take a handful of steps back to get to it. That was just a nice play.
Patrick had that bunt hit in the second inning. He's also scored a run. Pitch just outside. They're leaving the count at 1-1. Now, we do encourage you, if you get an opportunity, to come out and see the Indians this year. I've never seen a 6'7" shortstop. I hope he's there when I get to come out and play, or come out and watch too, because I want to see him play.
I have never heard of that.
Me neither.
Never heard of a 6'7" shortstop.
Well, that's why we better hurry up, because he may not be a shortstop much longer, as they were talking about earlier. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
They usually save those guys for first base.
Yeah. Or DHing.
Or a left-handed pitcher, right? It's Randy Johnson or something.
Exactly. Or it could play tight end. Maybe the Colts could use another tight end. 3-1. This one is lined into right field, base hit. Mazur going to right field. He gets his second hit of the ball game. A 2-out single, and that'll bring up J.T. Steiner.
Yeah, that was just a nice hit. He's got. Do they have 3 hits? He's got 2 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, he had the bunt single in the second, a single in the fourth.
Yeah, just a nice got ahead in the count, 3-1. Threw the bat out there, kept it in front of him. Yeah, just a nice swing.
Steiner hit by pitch in the first inning, reached on a fielder's choice in the second. So now Cathedral has the go-ahead run at first base. Still no activity in the Chatard bullpen. We saw some activity earlier. Didn't last very long, but they did have a right-hander throwing. O'Brien again into the stretch. And the pitch on the way, low and inside for a ball. Mentioned earlier, Steiner leads the team in runs driven in, coming in with 18.
Yeah, my guess is if Steiner gets on base, you're probably going to see some activity in that bullpen.
Yeah, I'm like you. I'm thinking all the activity that happened early, now things are getting a little tighter, aren't they? You just don't have as much of a margin of error as you maybe had earlier.
Well, here we are in the bottom of the fourth.
Runner takes off, throw down, gets through. Popping up will be Mazur. He'll head on to third base, so a stolen base and an error on the throw. And now your go-ahead run is only 90 feet away.
You know, he did exactly what we talked about last time. He slid in feet first and popped right up, looked for his third base coach, and was able to advance to third just by some really fundamental base running, some very good running there.
Steiner hits this one back our way. That one hit off the facade right near us.
If Coach would have been sitting out there, he probably could have reached up and caught that one.
He'd have ducked. Guaranteed. You see that netting right there? He'd have been right behind it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch on the way. Ground ball left side, deep in the hole.
It's going to be trouble.
And the throw by Sitzman not in time, and that'll be an infield base hit. Mazer will score, and now the Fighting Irish lead at 5-4.
Yeah, I tell you what, that was just a perfectly placed right between the third baseman and the shortstop. It was it was going to be tough to get. It wasn't hit very hard, and by the time it got by the third baseman, you just knew it just wasn't hit hard enough that he could get to it quick enough and throw him out.
Ayers walked in the first and grounded out in the second inning. O'Brien with the pitch, it's fouled away, 0-1.
I tell you what, that go-ahead run there was made possible by the heads-up base running of stealing second base. That's just a really good fundamental baseball. It's fun to watch.
No balls and a strike. Time called as Ayers, a couple of home runs this year, 12 runs driven in. Going to try to keep him close. We've documented it pretty well today. The Cathedral loves to run when they get an opportunity.
We've got another courtesy runner out.
I think that's Sensabaugh again.
Yep, I think you're right.
There he goes. High pitch, throw down not in time, and they got him. Ooh, bang, bang play down at second base will get Sensabaugh. And that's a big out right there for Chatard, but they give up a run. Cathedral leads at 5-4. This is high school baseball on IndianaSRN.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
We will head now to inning number 5, and right now Cathedral leading it by 1. We took a look at that, that stolen base attempt by Sensabaugh in the last half inning. It was a bang-bang play. There he is right there. Got a great jump, by the way. Well, that was close.
I tell you what, it was close. It was close. From that angle, it's kind of hard to tell, but I tell you what, these umpires out here just doing a great job. One of the things that we were talking about off air a little bit, there's been so many baseball games canceled this year because they just don't have enough umpires.
Yeah, and it's a trend that has been happening. You take another look at that stolen base attempt. Yeah, I'm glad he's calling it, not me.
Yeah, he had a better view than we did.
But give him credit, these umpires, and again, all of the umpires, officials, referees, whatever the case may be, give them a lot of credit because bottom line is if it's not for them, you're not playing these games.
Right. Yeah, when I was reading about how many games have been canceled, it was unreal. I mean, there was one night a few weeks ago that across the state there was something like 60 games that were canceled.
No kidding. Here's Aiden Duncan. The pitch is outside, 1-0. He's 0 for 1 today with a walk and a run scored. I'm not surprised, and basketball's the same way. It's getting awful tough, and Pitch is inside 2-0, and a lot of it, again, has to do with how people treat the officials from the stands. And
yeah, you get some unruly youth sport parents that unfortunately you've got the really, really vocal minority.
Yeah.
For the most part, parents are great and just out here to watch their children play, but you get that couple percent of just vocal parents that just kind of ruin it for everyone, so to speak.
Pitch is in there for a strike. Yeah, I no longer do. I do high school basketball. I will not do AAU anymore. That's an animal that's completely out of control. 3-1 pitch, lone outside, and Duncan with a leadoff walk. So I would encourage anybody that if you want to be a referee, you want to be a baseball umpire, softball umpire, whatever the case may be, you get involved. You got a lot of great men and women out there that are veterans of this game, and they will help you along for sure.
Yeah, no question.
Palakin will step to the plate, tripled back in the first inning, scored a run, and flew out in the third. 5-4 Cathedral on top. Duncan with the lead down at first. Burke with a stretch in the pitch and blew it by him, and might have got a piece of it right there as it comes out of Steiner's catcher's mitt.
Yeah, that was a big swing by Palakin. He was going for the fences on that one. Big swing.
There was a left-hander throwing in the Chatard bullpen, so we'll keep an eye on that in the next half inning to see if they'll make a pitching change. Burke will come set, check of the runner at first, and the pitch on the way, bounces in front of Steiner and does a nice job knocking that one down.
That's another one just about hitting, but not quite.
I want to remind you, if you enjoy what you're watching here today and coverage of all high school sports on IndianaSRN, you can contact Don Nestor. Give you that information here in a moment as the pitch is low and inside. 2 balls and a strike. Don Nestor at Coach, IndianaSRN.org. I was going to say real quickly, if you don't have to pay Keith, you're in good shape. Because he's the one that costs us all the talent fees that are going out there. Here's the pitch, low and inside.
We were talking about officiating just a minute ago. The IHSAA makes it really easy to sign up. IHSAA.org. You can sign up, become an official.
Yep.
They make it really easy to do, and like you said, if that's something that you're interested in, I tell you what, the high school sports and even middle school and junior high sports need a lot of officials.
Yeah, we kind of forget about that. We think so much about high school, but the younger kids too. The runner takes off. This one hit down the line, but foul.
Little hit and run going there. That was very well executed. Just foul down the line. What a good swing.
Yeah, Palakin got every bit of that one, just a little bit ahead on the pitch from Burke. Yeah, but Duncan had a great jump down at first base. Let's see if Chatard will try it again. Get a good look right there at Palakin. He's not quite as deep in the box as we've seen other hitters.
No.
That one bounces, and that'll be ball 4. Now runners at first and second, back-to-back walks.
Yeah, I tell you what, if you're Chatard, that's how you want to start your 5th inning off. You're down 5-4. You've only got a couple hits in the game, and now all of a sudden you get a couple base runners. Let's see if they try to play some small ball. I know they've got their cleanup guy, Convaleka, coming up. But do you try to sacrifice maybe and play a little small ball and get runners on second and third with only 1 out?
And it might not be a bad strategy. And I know he's the number 4 hitter, but he's only hitting .278, and you're getting later in the ball game. I'd sure like to get 2 runners within scoring position.
It looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here.
Sure does.
How often do you see someone come in and pinch hit for your cleanup guy?
Now that is Steiner still. 25,
is it?
Yeah. Steiner is staying up. Well, wait a minute. You're right.
Yeah, number 25.
Wait, I take that back here. Let me jump over here. Oh, I got the wrong thing in front of me. 25 is actually, well, I don't see his name on the roster for Chatard.
It looks like Cathedral is going to have a pitching change here.
We will then take a timeout as well, as Burke apparently is done for the day, so we've got changes both ways. We'll try to pick up those changes in a moment. 5-4, Cathedral on top. This is high school baseball on IndianaSRN.
Entrepreneurs are often the hardest working, most beloved, and inspirational people on the planet. People who lead with heart and are fueled by passion. People like Randy, who found time while running his restaurants to put 3 adopted kids through college. Like Rebecca, who switched careers as an architect to achieve her dream of opening a music venue. And Mia, who turned an after-school hobby into an online floral empire. Entrepreneurs put the time in, lead by example, spark ideas, and impact communities, all while shaping the financial future of their families. Nearly 1 million entrepreneurs trust Heartland to provide the technology to make money, move money, manage employees, and engage customers. Because we're entrepreneurs, we're people, and we get it.
So 24 is checked in. We are back once again here at Victory Field. We will see Wright come into pitch now for the Fighting Irish. He was in right field. We'll get the change in the outfield coming up in a couple of moments. Chatard looks like Nick Kerr will now pinch hit. Kerr is a junior outfielder wearing number 25.
Got it.
And then I think that Klug will step into left field for Cathedral, and it is 24, so make the change there as well. So that'll be Klug. I love it when we make all these changes and you got to hurry and get ready for the next pitch, right? Trying to see who comes into right field. We'll get him in a moment. As we mentioned, the new hitter now will be Nick Kerr, number 25.
Well, now I wonder if now they're going to play a little small ball. He's going to come in and bunt. Try to sacrifice the base runners over to second and third. Nobody out.
By the way, Mazur will go into right field, so he's switching from left to right. Johnson stays in center, and again, Klug will be in left. Here's the pitch by Wright, and they showed bunt. The pitch will get away from Steiner, and the runners will advance.
I think that's a pass ball, isn't it? I mean,
I think he should have caught that one.
Yeah.
Right? So now runners at second and third. Konvalenka was the scheduled hitter.
We're getting
we just saw Kerr come out, and now Konvalenka will come back up and go ahead and take the at-bat right here, but he'll be down to the count at 1-0.
So Kerr came in just to bunt, had the pass ball, moved the runners up anyway, so they put Konvalenka back in the game with a 1-0 count. So he came in just to sacrifice, and you get the best of both worlds.
Yep.
You get your cleanup guy back at the plate with a 1-0 count.
Infield coming in now as the pitch by Wright is up high. 2 balls, no strikes. So you're going to be in on the corners, deep at short and second. That'll be Gargett and Gomez.
Boy, I tell you what, they've got a really big hole in between the third base and shortstop.
Swing and a miss.
Nice pitch by Wright there.
Konvalenka flew out back in the first inning, walked and scored in the third. Chance right here for Chatard to tie this ball game, perhaps take the lead. Swing and a miss.
Couple good pitches by Wright there.
Well, he was way out in front of that one, too.
Yeah. Took a little bit of something off compared to that last strike. And he's keeping him kind of low and outside, just out of Convalinka's reach there.
Duncan at third. The pitch on the way. High fastball got him swinging, and Convalinka is out number one. That's a big strikeout there for Wright.
Yeah, really big strikeout. You know, you've got those runners second and third, nobody out. Really, you want a strikeout there, right? You don't want a sac fly, anything like that. You're up 5-4.
And they're going to go ahead and walk Ane and pitch to Murray.
I tell you what, I would do the same thing because he laced that ball last time he was
Yes,
up.
he did. We're going to have a pinch runner down at first as well, as Eddie Coors will come in. Coors, a backup outfielder, a junior. And Jack Murray steps to the plate, reached on an error in the first inning, lined out in the fourth. Right-hander against the left-hander. The pitch swung on, hit foul down the left side.
Pretty good swing, just a little bit late on it, but a pretty good swing.
Boy, what an opportunity here, huh?
Well, I tell you what, you've got the bases loaded, only one out. You're down 5-4. It's the fifth inning. Don't know if you're going to get this again, right? This is the time.
Yeah, these opportunities don't always come up for you. Nobody in either bullpen throwing right now. Wright's pitch. This one hit down the line, but foul. And that would have been extra bases big time right there for Jack Murray.
You know, you're at that kind of twilight time of the evening where the pitcher's in the sun, the batter's in the shade. I think that's definitely advantage of the pitcher, right? I think it's a little bit tougher to pick that ball up going from the shade or from the sun to the shade. Definitely advantage for the pitcher, I think, at this time of day.
No balls and 2 strikes to Murray. The pitch on the way, grounded up the middle, and he gets through. 1 run will score. Rounding third, heading home will be Palakin, and Chatard scores 2 runs, and they take a 6-5 lead.
What a great job of hitting there by Murray. You know, behind in the count 0-2, and just stick in there, choke up a little bit, get that ball right in between the second baseman and shortstop. Just a great job of hitting there by Murray.
By the way, those 2 runs charged again to Wright, so now he's the pitcher of record on the losing side for the moment for Cathedral. Here's Danny Sitzman. He's 0 for 2 with runners at first and second and still just 1 away. The pitch on the way by Wright. It's high for a ball.
I tell you what, we've seen so many runs score by errors and walks and hit Batman. That was a fun way to watch a couple runs score. Just a great job of hitting there by Murray and some good base running.
Each team officially now with 3 hits. Wright will check the runner at second base, gives him another look, and now comes home with a pitch, and it's high for a ball.
No, that one didn't miss by much.
Sitzman struck out back in the first inning. He flew out in the fourth. A great opportunity right here with still just 1 out for the Trojans. The pitch on the way, fastball in there for a strike, and he was taking all the way.
Yeah, taking on that 2-0 pitch. That was a really good pitch by Wright. Gets back in this even, not close to even 2-1. Gets back in this at bat at least.
Here's the pitch on the way, low and outside, 3-1. 3 runs for Chatard in the first, 2 by Cathedral in the first, and then Cathedral takes the lead with 2 in the bottom of the second. Chatard ties it in the third. Cathedral takes the lead in the fourth, and now Chatard taking the lead here in the fifth. Pitches outside for ball 4. Bases loaded again as Jack Underwood will step to the plate. He has struck out twice.
Tell you what, that's the 3rd walk of the inning here. That the Cathedral's given up, the 3rd walk of the inning, and it seems like they always come back to hurt.
They do, don't they? That'll drive a coach nuts when all you want your pitcher to do is throw strikes. We always talk about let your defense do it behind you.
Right.
Underwood, a .333 hitter. But again, a rough day so far today. This one is hit into right field. Coming on and making the catch will be Mazer, and he'll quickly get it back into the infield. Nice job that time by the right fielder who moved over from left field.
Yeah, that's a great play, and just not quite deep enough to get that run scored from third base. So really good play there by the right fielder, Mazer, and good job by the Cathedral team to keep that run from scoring.
So now with 2 away, here's the number 9 hitter, Ben Wright. Wright struck out in the second, walked in the fourth. The stretch by Wright and the pitch is up high for a ball. Still a great opportunity right here for the Trojans.
So we've got Wright pitching to right. Is that wrong?
That's
two rights make a wrong?
Very good. I like that. Well, the one right is hoping to get the other right. Either way you look at it.
And they're both right-handed.
That's right.
Does that make it 4 rights?
I think we're up to 5 now, I think. 2 balls and no strikes to Ben Wright. The senior steps in. The stretch by Wright, the pitcher. This one off of his knuckles and popped up and unable to get to it is Steiner.
Good hustle by Steiner there. Flipped a mask off just like you're taught to do. Hustling after that ball. Nice. Just didn't quite get there, but you'd love to see the hustle there. Great play.
Wright wants a different baseball here. You know, high school baseball is so much different than when you think about the majors. They get one little skip off the ball, and the next thing they're throwing it away. You know, it's like, here in high school baseball, that ball that he just gave up will probably be back in play here in a little bit. May not know the difference.
Yeah, you wonder how many balls a major league team actually goes through in a game. It's amazing with all the foul balls and everything else.
Pitch in there for a strike. Well, that's why they always talk about getting to the show. All your baseballs are nice and white, and even your batting practice balls. And we were lucky to have any.
No kidding.
Break-even pitch is outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes now to Ben Wright.
I tell you what, bases loaded here. 3 and 2, 2 outs. Here comes the merry-go-round. As my friend Kelly would say, there's a lot of ducks on the pond out there, and we have nowhere to put this guy. So let's throw a strike and get it out.
And they're going to be taken off right here. The pitch fouled off. He had a pretty good cut. So we're going to do it again. This is going to be a movie we have just seen.
Yep, here comes the merry-go-round one more time. Everyone's going to be taken off on the pitch.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The payoff pitch on the way, and he lost him as he threw it over Steiner's head. Another run across, and now 3 runs in the inning for Chatard, and they lead it 7-5.
I tell you what, when I saw that ball go to the backstop, the runner on second was going on the pitch. I thought that maybe you'd get 2 runs scored there, but Steiner got back pretty quick, got the ball back in, and only made it 1 run. But now you've still got the bases loaded.
And the 9th hitter of the inning as we go to the top of the order, and Ryan Keating, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored, hits this one into right field. Mazer is there, makes the catch, and they avoid a further disastrous inning. But they put 3 on the board. We will head to the bottom half of inning number 5 as Chatard leads at 7-5. This is high school baseball on IndianaSRN.
Intentional, but 5 walks.
Yeah. And O'Brien is still in.
Is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. it's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor because land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Want to remind you once again, we have the county championship coming up when we're done here. We'll be about 35 minutes or so after the completion of this game, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Should be another fun one right here at Victory Field, and right now we have a 2-run lead as we head to the bottom half of inning number 5 as Chatard will trot O'Brien back out there once again.
Yeah, I tell you what, that was just a unfortunate inning for Cathedral. You give up 5 walks, 1 intentional, but 5 total walks, give up 3 runs and only 1 hit. Let's see if they can get back in here, get the bats going against O'Brien and get the game tied up again.
First pitch now to Ayers in there for a strike. He was at the plate when Sensabaugh was thrown out trying to steal.
What a great throw that was. We really didn't talk about how good a throw it was.
Yeah.
It was a bang-bang play, really close, but perfect throw right on the bag, right where the guy's sliding in. You get it right on his hand. Just a perfect throw.
1 ball and 1 strike to Ayers. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Pitches up high, 2-1. It's Ayers, Bennett, and Ditto as we go 4, 5, and 6 here in the 5th.
Yeah, you've got 4, 5, and 6. You're in the right part of the lineup if you're Cathedral.
Swing and a miss. Correct me if I'm wrong, Wes. O'Brien was in the windup early in the ball game, but he is apparently more comfortable now in the stretch. Nobody on base.
Yeah, he was in the windup earlier, and he's got 3 different. He's got the windup. He's in the stretch now, but he's still got the high leg kick. If he gets someone on base, he'll go from the stretch and just do more of a slide step.
Yeah.
He won't even do a leg kick. So he's kind of got 3 different ways he brings the ball to the plate.
Payoff pitch on the way, hit foul. And we'll stay at 3-2. And there are pitchers, I tell you what, there are some pitchers nowadays you really can't tell too much the difference between the stretch and their windup because they've kind of narrowed it down so much.
Yeah, no question at all.
We will do it again. Ayers steps back in. The pitch by O'Brien on the way, fouled off. Another good cut that time by Ayers.
Ayers fought off the last couple pitches, really nice. Just a good at-bat so far. Got it, full count and fought off the last 2 foul balls. See if he can be great for Cathedral if you can get that leadoff guy on base trying to get a couple runs here, tie this game back up.
Each team still with only 3 base hits. Here's the pitch on the way. Got him swinging. Big strikeout of Ayers.
Big strikeout. And I tell you what, that was a great pitch. A little changeup. Took something off. Still a little bit up in the zone, but got him to swing at it. And just a really good first out here for O'Brien.
Eli Bennett, 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. There you see Eli.
Tell you what, both these next 2 hitters have both struck out twice. If you're O'Brien and you're thinking, man, I can get a 3 up and 3 down this inning.
Pitch inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Yeah, you got Bennett. He struck out twice. Ditto struck out twice. Alexander's 0 for 1. Gomez 0 for 2. And then Johnson 0 for 1 with a walk. So Cathedral's bottom of the order as they swing and a miss. They have not been able to do much production here this afternoon.
Yeah, they've got a lot of production. You've got up at the top, Gargret with 2 runs, Missouri with 2 runs. So a lot of production up at the top of the lineup, but not as much at the bottom for the Irish.
That one hit foul, lands in the upper deck here at Victory Field. 1-2 now to Bennett. Well, we have the county championship next. Don't forget Thursday, the opening round of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference Baseball Tournament. 12:30, game number 1. I think it's 12:30, 3:30, 6:30. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Same times, I believe, on Friday. The pitch on the way is high and outside, 3-2.
Tell you what, you'd like to see Bennett just get on the base. He's had some really good swings tonight, and he just doesn't have a whole lot to show for it. He's hit some really hard balls foul. He's had some really good swings and just hasn't put it together yet. You'd like to see him get a base hit here and show some fruits for his labor, so to speak.
Payout pitch on the way. Got him looking on the inside corner, and he is now owning the hat trick. That's his third strikeout of the day, and a great pitch by O'Brien.
Yeah, that was a great pitch on the inside corner. Just a really, really good pitch. And like I said, just Bennett's had, here he's got the hat trick, 3 strikeouts, but he's had some really good swings up there. Had some really hard foul balls, a couple of them in the upper deck, and just couldn't get it in between the white lines.
Well, here is the gentleman we saw on deck earlier, Tommy Davey, a backup infielder. He's a junior. He'll be pinch hitting for Drew Ditto. And I'm assuming then he'll also stay in as the designated hitter, but we'll kind of wait and see.
Sure.
So O'Brien, 2 strikeouts in the inning. That's 7 on the night now for O'Brien unofficially, and the pitch is up high for a ball. Davey hitting at 250. He's only appeared in 5 games this year with 4 at-bats on the season. Pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1.
After throwing a whole lot of pitches in the first 2 innings, these last 2 2/3 innings for O'Brien, he's really, limited the amount of pitches he has. He faced 3 batters in the third, placed 4 batters in the fourth.
And then he hits Davey, and that'll put Davey on base. It does appear that he is pitching with a lot more confidence right now than he was earlier.
Yeah.
Alexander Wright will step up.
As a young pitcher, just being able to limit your pitch count is huge.
Wright walked in the first inning, grounded out in the third.
Came in hitting 184 on the season.
Cathedral's had base runners in every inning other than the third. The pitch by O'Brien, high and outside, 1-0.
So with 2 outs here, do you take the chance and try to advance the runner on a stolen base, or do you let Wright kind of swing away?
I think that might be a decent gamble right here, but I don't know what kind of a runner he is.
Yeah.
Davey hasn't seen a whole lot of action this year. I would imagine they played pretty safe as that pitch in there for a strike. We'll see if he has any stolen bases on the season. It's tough enough to come in here, Wes, and face a pitcher like O'Brien right now. Then hey, do you want to go steal a base? He, by the way, has 2 stolen bases in 5 attempts. Swing and a miss there by Wright.
Especially after your best base runner just got thrown out. Catcher's doing pretty good so far, so maybe you do kind of play it a little bit safer.
Yeah, and Sensabaugh, as we mentioned, he's a very, very good base runner. The stretch by O'Brien, and the pitch on the way is low.
Tell you what, the scoreboard's got a 1-0, but I think it's 2-2 is what I've got.
It is 2-2, yes.
Scoreboard out there, having little issues with the scoreboard here at Victory Field.
Well, I understand Keith is running it because he was getting bored in here, so he went over there to see if he could help.
He's probably got popcorn butter on the buttons, and he can't get them pushed in time.
Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way. Awful close.
Man. O'Brien wanted that. I'm not sure where that one was at. I don't know if it was outside maybe, or
sure.
Boy, that was close.
It was too close if I'm
that was close.
If I'm Alexander Wright, I'd better be swinging away.
So is this a full count now?
3-2. Got to kick Keith out. It's back on the scoreboard.
That was close.
Well, he better be swinging here. We've seen other hitters stand there and watch a third strike. Runner takes off. Ground ball toward the third baseman.
Nice play.
Yeah, Keating picks that one up and throws to first and gets the out. Nice play by Keating down at third to end the half inning. We will head to inning number 6. Chatard on top 7-5. This is high school baseball on IndianaSRN.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed. I came to Willow Mission. Wheeler operates on a culture of kindness. Going through their programs reminded me that my meaning in life is to serve God. God set me free from anxiety and depression. Before Wheeler, I just existed, but today I live.
We'll keep it for next time. We were being interrupted by Keith Myers, but we are back here as we move to the top half of inning number 6. By the way, just to let you know, we have a Cathedral roster here in the 6th inning, and Keith comes up and says, oh, by the way, I'm supposed to give you this, the Cathedral roster, with the lineup on it and everything. All right, it'll be Duncan, Polakin, the first 2 hitters here for the Trojans, trying to build now on a 2-run lead. And we're getting to crunch time right now for Cathedral.
Yeah, I tell you what, Wright really needs to have a really quick, easy inning. Don't give up any more runs. You're already down 2 here in the 6th inning. You've got a couple innings to go. This would be a perfect time for a 3-up, 3-down. Get back in, let your offense have another whack at it.
All right, here we go. It'll be Aiden Duncan. Duncan has scored a couple of runs tonight. He has walked twice. He's 0 for 1. This will be his second look now at the Cathedral right-hander here tonight. Wright will work from the stretch, and the pitch on the way, swing and a miss.
Nice way to start for Wright.
The 0-1 is outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Really the top of both orders have done the job here tonight. We talked earlier about Cathedral, and the same has happened for Chatard as that pitch is swung on and hit foul.
Yeah, they've got all their runs from their first 4. First 4 guys in the lineup scored all 7 of their runs.
Winner of this game will be the city champions, and then look forward to sectional play in just a couple of weeks. High fly ball into left field. The shortstop going out, and it'll be Gargett to make the catch for out number 1. And that'll bring up J.P. Polakin.
Now the pitcher and the batter are both in the shade. That sun's kind of moved out past, so I think it's no more advantage here.
Polakin has scored a couple of runs as well, tripled back in the first inning, walked and scored in the 5th, flew out back in the 3rd. Wright comes set, the pitch on the way, hit foul.
Yeah, Polakin comes in hitting a cool .478 for the season.
What's funny about that is that we did a game not long, well, I should say long ago. We only got a couple in, but I was running through all the batting leaders. If he was in .478, he's probably 150th in the state.
Really?
This one hit well into right field. This carries all the way to the warning track. Polakin rounding second, heading to third. Nope, he's going to hold up there. A good relay back in, but Polakin, his second extra base hit, and this one nearly got out of here.
Man, he really tagged that one. That one, I thought for a second there he had a chance to get out, and that's one of the deepest parts of the field. But that was that one hopped the wall there, hit right in the warning track. He really put a tag on that one.
Well, let's be honest, any high school ballpark, that definitely would have been a home run.
Yeah, no question. We've done a couple games at Heritage Christian, and that right field fence is really shallow. It's 270 or something like that. That would have been out of there by a long shot.
So now the Trojans have a man in scoring position. Konvalinka set to come to the plate. We'll have a pinch runner now for Chatard. That'll be Alex Konvalinka, the brother of Daniel Konvalinka. Alex wearing number 34. Again, pinch running for Polakin. So maybe we'll have the Konvalinka duo do something here, huh? Pitch by Wright on the way. Big cut and a miss.
Boy, he took a big swing at that one.
Boy, it'd be nothing better here for Chatard than to add an insurance run with just 2 inning and a half remaining. Breaking ball stays low, 1 ball, 1 strike.
You know, we haven't kept track of the pitch count, but it will be interesting to see if O'Brien, if he comes back out, I don't know how many pitches he's got left on his pitch count.
Well, if he doesn't, we know number 20, Will Borowski, is the right-hander in the bullpen. Is that pitch in there for a strike? So he may be the next guy. Wright gets the sign from Steiner. The pitch on the way, popped him up. Steiner throws the mask away, but this is going to land in the stands, and we'll stay at 1-2.
More hustle there by Steiner. Another good play. Just a few rows into the stands, but he followed that all the way to the...
Yeah, he did. Well, and the nice thing about this ballpark, as you probably know if you've been here, there's a lot of room to maneuver for a catcher.
Yeah, no question.
Really nothing out of play until you know it gets into the stands, so great job by Steiner to keep an eye on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the pitch. Grounded up the middle. The shortstop throws to
nice
first.
Play.
Gargett gets the out there. 2 away as Konvalinka will move on to third, and that'll bring up now Jack and A.
Nice play by the shortstop. Gargett there. Get that ball, got rid of it, got out of his glove real quick. Over to Bennett and made a nice play.
They walked Jack the last time up intentionally as he'll take that pitch for a strike. He came back to score. That was a 3-run inning that time for Chatard.
He's got that really wide open stance.
Base hit, left field will score a run.
Well, I tell you what, Ane is now 3 base hits on the day.
Well, they didn't intentionally walk him that time for sure, and now we'll see Eddie Kors come to the first base area where he will now courtesy run, and that'll bring up Jack Murray. Murray singled in as part of that 3-run 5th inning. He was the only one to get a hit in the inning. This one lined the shortstop, Gargett there, the throw to first. They had him doubled off, and it went by, but the problem is he didn't need to because that was the 3rd out of the inning.
Yeah.
That's going to do it. But a run across for Chatard in the 6th inning. We head to the bottom half of inning number 6. Chatard leads it by 3. This is high school baseball in IndianaSRN.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
You'll see a new pitcher here for Chatard as O'Brien done for the day. And Wes O'Brien got off to that shaky start, but pitched well enough to let his offense go to work and going to possibly get the win here today.
Yeah, he pitched really good. You know, like you said, he kind of struggled a little bit those first couple innings, but innings 3, 4, and 5 really pitched well, found the strike zone, cut down on the walks, and pitched a really good game.
So Jack Murray will come in from left field, and he will pitch now for Chatard, and a possibility that he could get a save here today.
I tell you what, you're up 8-5. What you don't want to do is just have a whole bunch of base runners out there. You don't want to walk a lot of guys, get them a lot of base runners. Cathedral only has 3 hits today.
Yeah.
Make them hit the ball. If they're going to win this game, make them earn it.
Underwood, by the way, has moved to left field. We'll try to identify the right fielder as soon as we get an opportunity. Here is Ben Gomez, 0 for 2. As Murray, the left-hander, fires, and this one fouled away by Gomez, 0-1. We want the right fielder just to turn around for a moment, and he's not going to, Wes. Got better things to do. Pitch is low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
We should tell Chatard that they need to put the numbers on the front of the jersey too. It makes our job easier.
That pitch in there for a strike, 1 and 2. We need a spotter. Maybe Keith could run down there and find out who it is. He will turn around eventually. When he does, I won't be looking. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Murray's pitch. It's up high.
Yeah, it took a change up there. Took a little bit off of that one. So 2 and 2. Be huge to get the first out here if you're Murray to come in right off the bat here in the 6th inning and try to get this first out.
Popped up to the right side, and this will go out of play. And now I guarantee I'm going to see who it is. That is number 5, which is Eddie Coors.
So Coors out in right field for the Chatard Trojans.
We're at 2 balls and 2 strikes as we play here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch on the way, straight back foul.
Nice swing by Gomez on that one. Got a nice swing on it.
And as a hitter now, you got to adjust, going from O'Brien, hard thrower, right-hander, left-hander now with Murray.
Yep.
Doesn't seem to have as much pop, but you got to adjust.
Yep.
Break-even pitch is outside. We'll go to 3 and 2. And we're about 35 minutes after the completion of this game, the county championship. Hit well, and 1 hop will eat things up for Sitzman at shortstop, and Gomez will be safe at first base.
That was a hard hit ball. Took a bad hop. I think that's a base hit all the way.
So that'll be the 4th hit now for Cathedral, and that'll bring up Johnson, the center fielder. Johnson walked, stole a base, and scored a run in the 2nd inning, and grounded out in the 4th. Third baseman Keating in on the grass. The pitch hit foul.
You were talking about 35 minutes after this game for the county championship. I was looking at the starting lineups, and that could be a great game. A couple really good pitchers. So you got a hard thrower going to Vanderbilt, and the other pitcher's going to Ball State. Should just be some really good baseball here for that county championship game. If you guys can tune back in and watch that, should be a great game.
Yeah, it'll be one of those games that runs could be at a premium, huh?
That could be a 1-0, 2-1 type of game.
Pitches outside, and only 1-0 perhaps. It could go really quickly, too. 1 ball, 1 strike to Johnson. The pitch on the way, grounded to the right side. The second baseman scoops it, throws, gets the out at second base. So they'll get the force of Gomez. Nice play by Palakin. So 1 away, and that'll bring up now Gargett at the top of the order.
Yeah, going into that game tonight, Lawrence North and Brebeuf are both 15-4. going into that game. It should just be some really good games. It's the two teams that are going to compete for a state championship in their respective classes.
Pitches outside. Yeah, and 4A ranks Center Grove #1 this week. Lawrence North getting some votes as well. Brebeuf #3 in 3A. Ground ball to the shortstop. Gets the force at second. The relay to first, not in time.
He got handcuffed over there at first base and fell backwards.
Good effort, though, as Gargett will be on in the fielder's choice. That time, Sitzman returning the favor. And that'll be Mazer stepping to the plate. Andrayan, by the way, is #1 in 3A this week. Carol Flora is #1 in 2A, and Borden #1 in single A. But there's not a whole lot of separation as that one is hit foul amongst many of these teams.
You know, as some of these teams, especially in 4A, you know, you've got just some really good individual pitchers, and you know, it kind of depends. Well, who's pitching that night, right?
Yeah. The pitch on the way. This one hit back up the middle, base hit. Now runners at first and second. Mazer getting his second base hit of the night. That'll bring up J.T. Steiner.
I tell you what, the Cathedral's really putting the bat on the ball this inning. Just been really patient. Hit the ball, even their outs. The couple fielders' choices have been hit hard, and Chatard's played some really good defense to get those outs. But Cathedral really swinging the bat as good as we've seen him swing all game.
Cathedral has a pitcher that's going to be Gomez throwing in their bullpen. He's kind of a sinker ball or side armor.
Little side, oh yeah. It's the old, remember Dan Quisenberry?
Yeah. Runners take off. The pitch is outside.
No
Throw
one's
down to
home.
second. Nobody's there. It gets through. Gargett will score. Mazer holds up down at third, and a huge error that time by the catcher.
I tell you what, that just a poor decision making. You've got a runner on third base. No one's covering the bag. That throw should have never been made to second. No one was covering the bag, and the runner was already at third. The lead runner was already stole third.
This one hit right to the shortstop, and Sitzman will make the catch, but a run scored. So Cathedral back to within 2. It's 8-6. This is high school baseball on IndianaSRN.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Now we'll see another pitcher here. We saw Gomez warming up in the bullpen for Cathedral. Side armor. Guy comes down probably almost looks like he's throwing it underhand, like you mentioned, Dan Quisenberry, but he also comes over the top too.
Yeah, he changes it up. It's kind of fun to watch. He kind of submarines it sometimes, and then sometimes he comes kind of three-quarter.
Well, that's got to mess you up as a hitter, though.
Yeah.
By the way, the new second baseman will be Jake Tomich, a backup infielder, a senior. So here we go now. Possibly the final opportunity here for Chatard to pad that lead a little bit before we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It'll be Sitzman, Underwood, and Wright all due up.
Well, if you're Cathedral, you've got the 7, 8, and 9 batters coming up. You get in, get out, get your offense. Give them a chance to maybe score some runs here in the 7th inning, and come back and either tie it or win the game, tie it and send it to extra innings, or win the game. But really, you just want to make sure and get these outs and don't give them any more insurance runs.
Yeah, and if you're looking to the bottom half of the 7th, it'll be number 4, 5, and 6 due up. Gomez will work from the stretch and a swing and a miss, and he has that sidearm going early.
He is fun to watch. I like that, kind of that submarine style.
Ground ball, nope, line drive to the first baseman, Bennett, and there's one away.
Nice pickup by Bennett there.
I was like you. I was watching Gomez more than anything because I wanted to see what else he was going to do because, tell you what, he throws hard from there too.
He sure does, and you don't know until the last minute if he's coming submarine, if he's coming kind of three-quarter.
Fastball inside, 1-0. Underwood, 0 for 3 today, has struck out a couple of times. Yeah, this is a really big-time adjustment as a hitter. Fly ball into left field. There to make the catch is Klug, and there are 2 away. And you just mentioned it a moment ago, make it quick.
Yeah, make it quick. I tell you what, Gomez has come out here throwing strikes. Defense has made a couple pretty good plays.
Ben Wright due up, and he has walked twice tonight. He's 0 for 1. Each team now with 5 hits, and each team with 3 errors. There's a strike.
I tell you what, Gomez is just dealing strikes. That's all he's throwing.
The stretch and the pitch. That's all you got to do, right?
I tell you what, Chatard better start swinging because all he's throwing strikes.
By the way, Will Borowski back in the bullpen for the Trojans. We may see him in the next half inning. There's a called third strike, and Ben Wright strikes out for the second time in an easy inning for Gomez. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Chatard leads at 8-6. This is high school baseball in IndianaSRN. Murray's going to stay in. Back here once again at Victory Field. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Want to remind you again, we have the county tournament championship coming up in about 35 minutes after the completion of this game. Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference baseball coming up on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and possibly Sunday from Kokomo. Our coverage will begin on Thursday. 3 games on Thursday, beginning with the first pitch of Game 1 at 12:30, pregame at about 12:20. That's a lot of baseball this week, Wes.
It sure is. I tell you what, we talked earlier about the production at the top of the Cathedral lineup. So you've got Gargett and Missouri both with 5 runs, 5 of their 6 runs, all from the top of the order. Gargett got another run there in that last inning. Just lots of production there from the top of the lineup from Cathedral.
Well, they're going to need it here in the middle to the bottom of the order as David Ayers will lead things off. Ayers 0 for 2 with a walk as Murray stays in. We had mentioned that Will Borowski was warming up. He is still down in the bullpen if needed. But Murray, the left-hander's first pitch is outside for a ball. Ayers 0 for 2, Bennett 0 for 3. Davey came in and hit for Ditto. There's a strike. But Ditto was 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Davey reached base. He was hit by a pitch. So the middle of the order, they're very productive here tonight for Cathedral. The pitch by Murray on the way and just outside 2-1.
That one didn't miss by much.
No.
Nice pitch by Murray. Good job by Ayers there to lay off of that pitch. That's a tough pitch to lay off of.
Cathedral with 6 runs, 5 hits. Hit foul. We'll go to 2-2. You're mentioning a little bit, I know you were talking with Sean between the innings about Gomez and how he pitched in the last game and ended up getting the win.
Yeah, he came in and pitched that 7th inning in their semifinal game, which they won 5-4 against Covenant Christian. He came in and closed that game out.
High fly ball into left field. There is Underwood to make the catch. There's one away. So 2 outs away here for Chatard, and that'll bring up Eli Bennett. And Bennett 0 for 3, all 3 strikeouts.
You know, like we said last time he was up, he's had some really good swings. It's been kind of an unfortunate night for him, just how they've all resulted. But he really has had some nice swings. Hopefully he can get something between the lines here and get on base.
There's a strike. Bennett falls behind it 0-1. Murray sets and throws. Hit foul as that will drift out of play to our left, and all of a sudden Bennett down at the count at 0-2.
Bennett's had a really good game out at first base. Has made some good plays out there for the Irish.
By the way, Davey will hit in the number 6 spot. Swing and a miss, and Bennett strikes out for the 4th time tonight. And now here's Davey as Cathedral down to their final out.
Down to 1 out here for the Irish.
And now the bullpen is completely empty. They're going to let Murray finish this out.
This is Murray's game.
Davies, we mentioned, was hit by a pitch in the 5th inning. His only plate appearance so far. And the pitch low and inside, 1 ball, no strikes.
I tell you what, though, really the reason that Chatard is here with a chance to win this game is the way O'Brien pitched that, those 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Sitzman, strong throw, and that'll do it. Chatard, the 2022 city champions, with a win here tonight by a final of 8-6, and there you see the celebration.
Yeah, what a great experience for these players. It's a really good game. Like I said, O'Brien pitched 5 really strong innings. Murray comes back, pitches the last 2 to get the save. Just a really good all-around game by Chatard. You had a knee, and Palakin really hit the ball really well tonight. Just a good all-around game for Chatard.
Well, I'll tell you what, and what a springboard it is now, Wes, to move on now, because, again, you got about 2 weeks left, and then tournament play begins.
Oh, yeah. I mean, no question. You've got, you got sectionals coming up. You're ready to go. What a confidence boost for this Chatard team. Just really nice.
We're going to see Chatard again coming up on Thursday night. And so we'll have them back on again for at least one more time before we start thinking about tournament play right around the corner. Wes, good to see you again, sir, as always.
Nice seeing you. Thank you so much. What a great baseball game.
And the final score once again, Chatard 8 and Cathedral 6. Thanks to the entire crew again here tonight. Another great job all the way from production, our camera work. Wes Snyder as well doing a great job as well in our color analyzing here for tonight. Again, we're about 35 minutes away from the start of the county championship game. Stay tuned for that. And a reminder again, one more time, the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference baseball tournament gets underway on Thursday from Kokomo. The first pitch on Thursday beginning at 12:30. Thanks for being with us. Congratulations to Chatard. Thanks for being here. And we'll see you next time right here on IndianaSRN.